Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MS Pearce. This is Ukraine War breaking news update for the 18th of September 2024. We have seen one of the biggest, I would say we have seen the single biggest set of explosions, biggest event concerning strikes since the beginning of the war. Maybe not in terms of personnel lost and casualties and what have you, but I don't know. There undoubtedly would have been some casualties, I would have thought. But this is a huge strike on an ammunition depot in Toropets. But it's more than just an ammunition depot. So this is a pretty significant strike in terms of the distance. Here we have Ukraine, there we have Toropets, further north than Moscow. If we put a measurement on that, that is going to be, assuming the firing is going to be somewhere inside one of these northern oblasts, it's going to be about 500 to 600 kilometers away. And wow, there are some massive fireballs and cook-off explosions, etc. So Ukraine attacked the 107th arsenal of the Russian main missile and artillery directorate in Toropets in Tver region, Tver Oblast. NASA satellites recorded thermal signatures throughout its territory. The depot contained reportedly air defense missiles, Iskander SBM, and North Korean shells. According to Lieutenant Kovalenko, a Ukrainian official, possibly 30,000 tons of ammo are burning. And the heat signatures from the firm's satellite data are extensive. I mean, that is the biggest set of fires I have seen on any firm's data hitherto. So incredible footage that can be seen, and we'll look at some of this footage, although YouTube doesn't generally like me showing big burning things. And it also recorded 2.8 on the Richter scale. So at 3:56 a.m., an earthquake with a magnitude of 2.8 was recorded in Toropets outside Moscow. After that, there were 7 more weak aftershocks with a magnitude from 2 to 2.8. The force of those explosions, huge. I mean, this picture says it all. The window blasted inwards, and that's really quite some distance from where it was taking place. So pretty incredible stuff. I mean, some of this footage is insane. If we move on, one of the ones that amazes me is the footage from the very next day. Here is the description by Nexter saying, a town in Tver region has been partially evacuated after a drone attack on an ammunition depot. On the night of September the 18th, Ukrainian drones attacked a military unit in the town of Toropets in the Tver region. A massive fire broke out of the territory of the military facility, accompanied by the strongest detonation of ammunition. It's a westernmost town in the Tver region and the furthest district centre from Tver. It is located about 500 kilometres from the border with Ukraine. As of 2021, 11,400 people live there. Troop Unit 54169 is located in Toropets. And as mentioned here, the firm's data has come out, and it's pretty incredible. This is just an incredible bit of footage of this morning, and it gives you a sense of the scale of what this has been seen from satellite in space. You can see the smoke pouring off this area from space. It's that wide-ranging. It's just incredible. Look at the distance. It's still cooking off there in that area that she points to. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. Now, this will no doubt have an effect, of course it will, on the Russian ability to prosecute their war, given that these, well, we don't know 100% what ordnance was there, but there are lots of suppositions. Incredible images from the night of burning going on, and that was kind of where we were just seeing that expanse of the installation there at different points. I mean, this is one firm's data image, but actually it's far more widespread than that later. So yeah, in fact, there you go. So compare the it's gone, but there was that other firm's data we just looked at, and that's it. More recently, just fires everywhere, incredible stuff. So one of the most spectacular videos, says Mark Krutov, and that's one I agree is just an incredible video. Some comments from a local V-Contactor group in Toropets, so sort of Telegram equivalent to Tver Oblast, where Ukrainian drones hit the largest ammo depot since the start of the full-scale war. Several villages are completely burned out, and many people are missing. I didn't know that. We'll have to see. We are running like rats from our own homes. We started a war, and we still rely on the Russians. Where is the supposedly existing air defense, etc. Please evacuate people from the village of Tsikorovo. They are standing on the shore of Lake Kudinskoye. The only way to get to them is by water. For God's sake, help them. I got through to the Ministry of Emergency Situations. They are preparing boats. Some are being taken to the boat to the other side of the lake. Tsikorovo has already burned down. Wow. So I didn't actually know that it had affected villages. Just incredible. At the moment, one of the first explosions took place on the premises of the Toropets, just a huge kind of mushroom cloud, and then it sort of caught on and on. Okay, so in fact, we can go and plug that into my map to give a sense of exactly where this took place. So we've got Toropets there. I'll just have to refresh my map because it often does that. So if we look at it on the map, there it is, there's Ukraine, there's Toropets, and the geolocation. So we have a lake here, and it appears that that could be where we are seeing explosions. I don't know. And that's one of the geolocations provided. It certainly looks very close to this settlement there. So that could just be the settlement rather than the exact location of the strike. Approximate POV. So that's a POV. Right, okay, so this is where they're looking from, and I presume they're looking across the lake, so I don't quite know where they are looking to, unless they're looking, oh, it could be over to here. Right, okay. Yeah, Tsikorovo. Okay, so this is, you can see all these different bunkers, and that's what's sort of cooking off. So if we go back to the firm's data, further down there, here we go. So yeah, this is where they were looking from, across to there, and that's all burning. And it's this tiny village to the north that, and this village over here that I assume is in a lot of trouble. These are the bunkers of the ammunition depot that stored different sort of munitions. We'll talk about that in a second. So civilians have been evacuated amid a drone attack in Russia's Tver Oblast, according to the governor. Local authorities have partially evacuated residents of Toropets in Russia's Tver Oblast. I presume it's of those smaller villages. Now, this was typically Russian. According to Russian officials, all the drones were intercepted by Russian air defense systems, and a fire on the territory of Toropets ammunition depot occurred because of the falling drone debris. Of course it was that. Just absolutely incredible footage. Official propagandists from Solovyov's network are calling on Russian bloggers to not post videos of the burning arsenal in Toropets, since this plays into the hands of the enemy. As always, a whole scandal has erupted on Russian channels with searches for those guilty. Now, this is going to be a game for Russia of trying to contain the information space fires, if you like, that will be reflecting the real fires of the ammunition depot as it spreads like wildfire around the information spaces, these images and videos. There's no way that Russia is going to be able to escape the embarrassment of this happening. Daylight is breaking on Russia's 107th GIAU arsenal, and its heavily burning steel facility housed thousands of tons of Russian ammunition and missiles. Secondary explosions continue to rock Russia's massive 107th GRAU. Locals report that the facility continues to burn and explode. So that would indicate surface-to-air missiles possibly there. Right, and yeah, here's the evidence that it hit magnitude 2.7, some say 2.8 on the Richter scale. So there is that. Now, Tataragami says, good news. Early reports and videos suggest the Ukrainian drone hit the 107th GRAU arsenal. My team at Frontelligence Insight has documented that this depot actively supplied various ammo, including 122mm rockets for the BM-21 Grad, 82mm shells, and 7.62 ones between 2022 and 2024. Many have yet to grasp the scale of this. If the fire engulfs most of the territory, it could deal a serious blow to Russia's ammunition supply. Large quantities of propellant charges for mortars were also stored there in the past. More additional info on this here from Intel Schizo. So tonight, Intel Schizo says one-way attack drone successfully struck and severely damaged the Toropets Northeast ammunition depot, which has been seen significant expansion since it declassified June 1965 report by the National Photographic Interpretation Center, now known as the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. The data right now indicates that there is a significant damage to the newer expansions of the depot, primarily among the reinforced ammunition bunkers on the eastern side of the facility, along with several of the original 150 and 40-foot storage buildings, and among the barracks and administrative buildings at the depot entrance on the northern side of the depot. So these look to be the newer ones and the older ones over there. But there are complaints that these are too close to each other, and that's why there's been such a catastrophic set of explosions. Anton Geraschenko says there are reports that Grad, S-300, S-400 missiles, ballistic Iskander missiles, small stash of North Korean missiles were stored at the ammunitions warehouse in Toropets, Tver region. NASA firm shows fires on almost the whole territory of the arsenal there. What else to note? Epic detonation, says Ilya Ponomarenko. The depot could have up to 30,000 tons of ammunition. And yeah, this is grandiose. I'm not sure that's the right word. It's huge. The entire facility is blowing up, so on and so forth. Here, Dead District says, yep, that's looking like SAM, surface-to-air missiles. That's the kind of cook-off you get when you do see SAM launchers destroyed, loaded with those missiles. So it could well be the case that there were SAM missiles there. A classic case of the distance between ammo bunkers, says Jakub Janowski from Oryx, not being sufficient to prevent secondary fires and explosions from spreading from one bunker to another. In other words, being designed and or operated by lazy or cheap fools. So that's pretty damning there. And then in Sarin's thread on this whole event, we have the opening, the archive, 2018 archive of this facility opening, and a bit of pomp and circumstance there. You can imagine that the canteen that they walk around here is probably no more. But yeah, well done for having a canteen. Excellent. All food. Brilliant. Well done. Bang. That has gone. Absolutely incredible stuff. So I advise you guys to, well, if you want to go and look at the socials at the various footage coming out in much closer detail, the explosions and footage is absolutely incredible. It really is.
Тут снова осветление.
Just insane amounts of explosions and whatnot. So there you go. That is the breaking news. It is a really big event there today. This is big news because I would imagine that is going to affect the provision of the Russian, well, you could say army, air force, air defenses, who knows exactly what was being stored there, but this is a significant depot, and that is going to affect the provision of all of those units with all of this ordnance. And we are, I'm not going to say we know, we've got a pretty good idea that actually things like missiles and this kind of ordnance is not easy to come by, not for anyone in the world. And though Russia's ramped up their production with sanctions and whatnot, they are going to be struggling to produce this kind of stuff at the levels that they want. They won't be able to get into here. So even if there are some bunkers that have not been affected, like there's going to be heat damage, of course, and even though certain stuff won't have exploded, it might well be damaged beyond use, but you're not going to be able to get in here to check this all out for some time. There is going to be a big delay on I think ordnance getting to the front line for the Russians. So this is a massive, massive bit of news. Let me know what you guys think. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.